How's everybody doing? Um, what this content will be about: should blacks join the Republican Party? We originally started out in the Republican Party because of Lincoln, and we left and became a Democratic Party. But what I'm interested in knowing is, do you think that the Democrats have taken the black vote for granted since they know that they believe that they're going to get it anyway? And who do you believe would be a better president for the United States of America in year 2024? My guest will be Jarvis Tolover. He is a Republican operative. He's a consultant. And if this video brings you value, please give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And with no further ado, we get started.
Most quote unquote most powerful positions in the world.
You think that he has lost some of his mental faculties to govern in the United States? There's a picture of him slipping downstairs, and we're all going to get old, all of us.
Yeah, but that's made. I see people fall all the time. So.
And do you feel that world leaders don't respect him? Why?
Yes. First off, I think that because of the statement I made earlier in reference to Trump, I'm not going to overdo. I'm not going to roll on Biden. I can honestly say there are some days I personally believe he don't know if he's coming or going.
Okay.
And then there are some days I make jokes with my friends. I'm like, oh, I think they gave him a good shot today, or something. Like he did the State of the Union, and he was. The reason why I don't believe that he still have the capacity to lead is because I am a student of politics.
Yes.
Joe Biden, I will give Joe Biden was a show.
Yes.
No matter what side of the aisle you're on, I'm going to give credit to where credit is due. Listen here, Joe Biden he's a maverick now. Joe Biden is an OG. He's an OG for real. Like my man.
Tell somebody somebody don't know what OG means. Tell
him. He's a maverick. He's old school. Like 15 years ago, sitting across from him on in a debate was something.
Yeah.
I mean, my man, he's full of shit, but most people in politics are. But I mean, he can correlate the bull crap.
Yes.
He can sell it, he can fight for it, and he can push it.
Yes.
Historically. Now, I don't think he can. So that's why I say that I don't think he still have the capacity to lead the country. And the unfortunate part is, half the time, honestly, it was wrong for them to even put him up for the position in the first place, the Democratic Party. I'm pretty sure they could have found.
So you don't believe that he has the mental capacity?
No, I don't believe he has the mental capacity
to be president, and you don't believe that world leaders respect him. What is the reason you don't believe world leaders?
Listen here, because I'm a political operative, and it's my job to clean up shit. That's what people like. I'm a policy guy.
Yes,
I don't like to be out.
Yeah.
See, I'm a back office guy. When things go bad, it's my job.
You fix it.
Fix it. That's what I aspire in a political spectrum. You can tell that there is something bad going on.
Yes.
By the way his handlers handle him.
Yes.
I'm telling you this as a person who knows how this game is played. My man is handled. He can't speak to the media. He's got cards everywhere. Hey, listen, I'm 36 and I need talking points for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. And
Mm-hmm.
when you sent the email regarding this, I think I spent every bit of 2 seconds
Mm-hmm.
because personally, I just like to go out and just go with the wind and just wherever you lead me or take me or whatever. I mean, that's where we're gonna go.
Yes.
Joe Biden, he was a shark.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Biden was a shark, man. Joe
Mm-hmm.
Biden was a shark.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give him that.
Yes.
That's gone. That's
Mm-hmm.
gone, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone.
But you're
That's gone.
saying he has lost his mental faculty. All
Yeah,
of us losing our mental faculties as we get
yeah,
older. Okay.
yeah.
And
I don't think
mm-hmm.
I don't think he's up. I don't think he's up to par to run the country
Yes.
because the president of the United States just not. They just don't run the country. The United
Mm-hmm.
States president really oversee the globe for some
Yes.
odd reason. The president of the United States is when two other countries are fighting each other. For some reason, that becomes our business. I don't understand it, but
Mm-hmm.
we become involved, and we have to
Yeah.
go in, sit these people down, try to figure out how to fix it. So
Mm-hmm.
the president deal with more foreign policy than anything. I mean, for the most part, our government, the structure of it is actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
On the local level, you got the cities, you got counties, you got states. The feds know that they can't come and push the state around. The state tax the feds every so often.
Mm-hmm.
It's a well balanced
Mm-hmm.
system. The structure of it is well balanced. Now the players in it
Mm-hmm.
kind of unstable, but the structure of it is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, a lot of the problems that the average American face can be handled on the local level.
Mm-hmm.
But as a country as a whole, you do need a centralized figure. But
Yes.
but see, the thing is, people don't know the true role of the government and the capacity that each part of the government
Mm-hmm.
actually, what part they play in this musical.
Mm-hmm.
Am I?
Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, at the end of the day, he is the president. I don't think he's fit to be the president anymore from a mental standpoint. But at the end of the day, with a good Congress, a good Supreme Court, the country will continue to flow.
Yes. And, I would like to ask you, you being a Republican, I would like to ask you, do you think it's unfair that Fox Television with Sean Hannity and all these people constantly show President Joe Biden walking up to Air Force
Listen,
One?
I'm going to be very honest with you.
Is that unfair?
I'm going to be very honest. Well, the left do the same thing
Mm-hmm.
for right candidates, and the right wing media do the same thing for that. That's just fluff. That's just distractions for us.
I'm trying to ask you, you think that that's unfair?
No, because the left do it. I mean, left wing media do it to the right candidates or to conservative candidates, and conservative news do it to liberal candidates. That's just something that our media outlets has unfortunately done themselves down to instead of reporting actual things.
It's fair game. I get it. I
Right.
get
I see people fall all the time. Him falling up the stairs,
it.
he's like 150. So of course he's gonna fall.
Okay. You got another question in the chat room. It said politics require that they rerun support for incompetence for
For
re.
re-election. That
What do you?
now
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's about 90% true. But the thing is, if you're referring to Biden wasn't president. That would be a fact. Well, actually, would it be a fact in the case of Donald Trump?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Biden running now, that applies. This question actually applies, or that statement applies to that. By him being the president of the country, as it stands, he is the incumbent, and theoretically, the president is de facto, unofficially, the head of the party.
Mm-hmm.
So that statement is true in that sense that Biden should remain because there is laws and there's just the electoral process. Like they're absolutely right. By law, I don't even think. Well, technically, no. I think right now they have to run with Biden
Yes.
just because of the laws. But
Mm-hmm.
like in regards to him running for president, they shouldn't have pushed him when he ran initially. At the
God,
time,
you know
they
what? We
should have
almost
ran.
go ahead. You know we almost been on here for 2 hours, but I gotta wind it down. But
Go ahead.
you know, I got to ask you, Brother Jabaris. Brother Jabaris is a political consultant that helps Republicans, and he gives consultation to individuals that are running for political offices in the Republican Party. He said he will help some Democrats that have a conservative viewpoint. But
Right.
I,
Some that's not,
mhm,
close to the. If you got to be real, they said, baby, you got to be real close to that line.
mhm.
You got to be real, and I won't openly support you. I will somewhat help you.
Hmm. But you are for hire. They can hire you though, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, you can. Oh yeah, because at the end of the day, we are one people.
Okay.
So if I'm not. If you get people's best interest at hand, I will assist you.
Yeah, but they have to have sort of a conservative.
But they have to
Mm,
be a unicorn. Like me, I'm a unicorn. I hate when people compare me to other Republicans.
yeah, yeah.
It actually
Hey,
pains me.
give them your telephone number where they can hire you, brother.
Negative. They gotta give
Oh,
my cell phone number.
they gotta
I can
get
give
your
them.
email. Your
I'll give
email.
them my email. Right.
Okay,
I'll put my email address up here.
okay. And you know what, brother Jabaris, I would like to ask you about President 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 Joe Biden. Do you feel that Joe Biden is weaponizing Democratic judges in sanctuary cities to scrutinize Donald Trump and to cause all this litigation and all
Of
these
course.
lawsuits? Do you
Of
think
course.
that President Joe Biden is influencing that from
I would.
behind?
Joe Biden isn't doing anything. Joe Biden don't know where he is half the time, and apparently he's on the diet of ice cream. I think the people who are behind the scenes are the ones who are actually pushing it. Biden is a proxy president, in my opinion. I honestly don't. If I knew who was calling the shots,
Mhm.
that's one thing. Even if he was mentally intact and he was just doing liberal things, a liberal politician is going to do what a liberal politician do. A Republican or a conservative politician is going to do what a conservative politician do. It's the weird stuff in between that's kind of bugging me. So
You say it's go ahead. Hmm.
they, I mean, I'm pretty sure that when Republicans are in power, they have judges or officials push their agendas, just like the Democrats. So I mean,
Hmm. So you don't feel that
that's
he's influenced? Do you feel that he influenced?
his administration.
Do you feel that he influenced Hunter Biden and him getting a slap on the hand for what he did?
Far as
Far as him getting a slap on the hand when it came to not paying taxes, do you think that President Joe Biden, has influenced that from behind the scenes? You say you don't think that he's influenced anything with former President Donald Trump, do you think that he has influenced what Hunter Biden?
I'm pretty sure his administration his administration is definitely participating in this case against Trump with all of these charges that the former president is actually going through right now. In regards to Hunter not paying his taxes and all that, I know. Listen, I know everyday people don't pay taxes.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold Hunter Biden accountable because he doesn't pay taxes. I don't pay you. I mean,
You know what? He got a statement saying that they are protecting Hunter Biden, brother. The people that are the Trump. You say you got to say they're protecting
saying that they are still prosecuting Hunter. I mean, they sent Lauren Hill and Wesley Snipes away for not paying taxes. I mean, listen here. There are tons of people who don't pay taxes, and then at the end of the day, if you piss the wrong people off, they come for you. Mm-hmm. And that's how that game is played. And that's not that's I wouldn't even say that he just happens to be the son of the president, and people are taking. The thing about politics is you always want to take full advantage of any situation, whether it's good or bad for yourself or for an adversary. That's good politics. When you're in trouble, but you can get from under it and spin it. So them chasing after Hunter, my man is a crackhead. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, people are literally hungry in this country and do not have housing. And we're worried about a guy who abused hard drugs, not paying taxes. And I mean, he's no Bill Gates, and he's no Donald Trump, he's no Jeff Bezos. So I can imagine it's not a substantial amount. I mean, if they get him, listen, either he will pay or he won't pay, and they'll punish him. I mean, that's not a concern of mine. Immigration and economics is a priority. I mean, yeah, you better chasing after Hunter is that's like them chasing after one of my uncles and aunts who's Who cares? You
know what? I gotta ask you two more questions, and I got to wind it down because I got to get ready to break my fast. It's Ramadan, and I'm gonna go to the mosque. You know what? Because I've been on here with almost 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, but I would like to ask you, and I hope you come back. I would like to ask you about immigration. What is your opinion from the Republicans' perspective about immigration and sanctuary city? Is it fair? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it taken away from resources for people that are involved here? Should there be a protocol to come in? I would like to ask your opinion.
There is a process and there is a protocol. And to become a citizen of this country. A friend of mine said this is an unfortunate situation. I said, no, it's not an unfortunate situation. It's an effed up situation because I stated that if I was the mayor of Chicago, I would have kept those buses proceeding to Washington, D.C. At the end of the day, we just can't afford it. And it's not, first off, I was in an Uber not so long ago, and according to statistics, the birth rate in America is going down, A, so we need people. I'm just real talk. I mean, people aren't having kids. A. B, 1 out of every 4 or 5 CPS students can actually read a grade level. So not only do we need people who can actually learn to do something, someone who's possibly got some skills. So I don't know what type of skills these people have, what skills they don't have. The problem I have with immigration is, 2, A, immigration costs. And B, out of all the videos that I've seen, I only see the Venezuelans on the street. What about the Asians that I've seen coming in? What about the Eastern Europeans that you see coming? I mean, If I was Russia or if I was China, listen here, give me a plane full of the best of the best and fly them to Mexico and then just have them go, just have them go across the border and then have them sit until we give the order.
So
That's
you got to follow up. My follow up is that there's a question in the chat room which is legitimate. They
what
had a
about, hold on,
deal.
hold on. She said, what about the, it's politics.
I mean, is that not true?
No, that's
Let,
not the way, that's not the
let
way
me read it.
Republicans,
That the Republicans had a deal, bipartisan deal with the Democrats, but
it ain't a deal
the leader
unless
Donald
we,
Trump, the leader former President Donald Trump influenced him to say, "Do not make the deal." Which I get
because
in.
it's not a
That
deal
to justify,
until he created or the Republican Party created.
but they had agreement.
No, they, to the best of my knowledge, they had a consensus, and it is alleged that the former president somehow manipulated the process.
Uh-huh.
And if that's true, then that's a very unfortunate situation.
Yes.
And I think that that is a failure on behalf of the Republican Party. But
Mhm.
see, I'm a true Republican. I'm
Okay.
I'm a Lincoln Republican, and I wouldn't say unfortunately, but we have an individual
Hmm.
who has become so influential,
Hmm.
and I attribute a lot of that to the left.
Hmm.
So we, the Democrats, are just as responsible for that
Hmm.
as the Republicans are. But yeah, in all seriousness, um, if the former president did manipulate the process of implementing something that would have been productive and that would have assist the situation, then that is really unfortunate. And if you think that that's a reason not to vote for him, then I believe you shouldn't vote for him.
Yes. You know what,
And
brother?
that's just the truth.
Brother, you know what? You are a geopolitical expert and you are a consultant
I'm
for
gonna
the
say I'm an expert.
Republican Party. What is your information where people can hire you to help with their particular campaigns if they're running for office and you say you will help Democrats, but they have to have a sort of a conservative view? How do people get in contact with you?
They can just reach me in my email, Jarvis, JAV as in Victor, ARIS, Tolliver, TOLLIV as in Victor, ER at yahoo.com. And just reach out and we can just talk.
And what's your black star to consider the Republican Party?
I wouldn't say that blacks should consider joining the Republican Party. I just advise that people just watch, listen, do research on candidates who are running or seeking an elected office, and don't just give your allegiance to someone because of some historical reason or some reason that most of us can't even remember, which is in most cases. Elect somebody who you believe will have your best interests, or
Yeah.
and not just your best interest, your community as well. Because ultimately, what happens in your community ultimately affects you.
You got something in the chat. You got something in the chat room. I think the guest is very even-handed. I
Oh yeah,
would
listen.
could have been more conversation. What's the conservative?
More consent. You know what? Believe it or not, I'm going to end with this because at the end of the day, at my funeral, there are going to be a lot of people to say a lot of stuff about me.
Mhm.
But what I would like to be remembered for is being fair.
Mhm.
And a friend of mine some of my friends actually think that I'm a hardliner. If I was in Congress and the bill came across my desk to vote against same-sex marriage, I would vote against same-sex marriage. Abortion. Now, prior to COVID, if you wanted to kill your baby, that was entirely your business. I didn't care for it because I don't believe in it. But because I worked for the city And so many people I know got fired after being told that they were essential and they needed to work. But if they don't put drugs in their body, that they didn't want, that they would be fired. And I know, honestly, I know a lot of people who lost a lot of shit. So for that, I will always fight abortion.
Yeah.
Because you can't say on Monday, take this drug or the government is going to come down on you, and then come Wednesday say, oh, I have the right, or people have the right to their bodies. Make it make sense. If Monday you want me to take the drugs that I don't want, then I don't want to take the drugs. You can't. I can't. Why would why would I lose my job and all that? And then come Wednesday, they repealed the abortion act, and now it's now you want to control my body and all of that.
But Brother Jabaris, I would like to ask you, will you come back to the
Of course.
Underground Railroad podcast?
Of course.
Okay. And because I didn't get to the hard questions yet.
Thank you.
You said you was just getting warmed up to her, brother.
They're about to put me out of the Starbucks.
But will you come back, and do you have any finishing statements that you would like to make? Perhaps there was something you wanted to say that I didn't give you the opportunity to say.
No, I think we covered a lot of nothing in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, some people will get it. Some people, the thing is, I don't watch TV. So, I don't watch the Tucker Carlsons or all of these people that you mentioned earlier. The only person I would sit and actually watch, and it's on the conservative side, is Candace Owens. She's the only person I would entertain. But I don't listen to talking heads. I just prefer. I'm the weird guy who walks down the street and talks to strangers. I'll go to a restaurant or a bar. If you sit next to me, I'll talk to you. I'm not that big on social media. I'm not that big on television. That way you get to know people. And then you don't have what some talking head has told you, oh, this person or these people and that, because that clouds your judgment. So I just prefer to know people.
Okay. And will you share this on your social media platform? And you know what, brother? I thank you. Well, you know what? I can't put the podcast before about some lots of prayers of God. So it's time.
Listen.
Take
your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
But you will come back to the podcast, and I encourage people to share this broadcast on your social media platforms. And again, he is for hire, because he's a Republican. He's a Republican consultant, and he's a geopolitical. Geopolitical.
I wouldn't say operative. Let's go.
Yes, conservative, and we have been talking about why blacks should consider the Republican Party and why blacks are leaving the Republican Party. And I hope that you will come back to the podcast, and I most humbly thank you for accepting the invitation to come on.
Always.
All right. Any message for your grandchildren? Great.